Steve, commiserations. Clearly a disappointing result here this afternoon. Just try and sort your emotions after that one.
I'm disappointed. You know, we put a pretty good first half performance together. We felt we were in a pretty good place, and then we felt half time went well in terms of the messages that went in. And then we came out for the second half, and it felt like certain things started to go wrong, and we didn't quite know how to get a foothold back in the game, and we put ourselves under an immense amount of pressure. But look, we deserve to lose today. Make no secret of that fact. Bristol were the better team, and the better team won the game. There's things for us to address and things that we can improve, and we'll absolutely do that. But it's not the end of the world. You know, we've got a game next weekend, another game the weekend after that, and we go into both those games trying to get wins. So we'll own it, we'll move on, and we accept where we are, but we're not in a bad place.
Last weekend we saw issues at scrum time. It seemed to be a little bit of a similar story today. Can you just try and sum up your thoughts on what seems to be going wrong in that particular area? Because it has been a real strength throughout the early parts of the season.
I think the frustration today, I felt last week it sort of went wrong from the off. The frustration today is that I felt first half it was a real good scrum battle, and you know, probably 50-50, but I think as we got into the second half they started to get that dominance, and I think that's potentially where other elements of our game started to struggle a little bit, because it becomes cumulative. But we'll look at why, and we'll address it, and we'll put it right.
And there seemed to be handling errors at key points during that game when you had obviously clear attacking opportunities, which again was a similar situation last weekend as well. Is that a case of just the side aren't particularly used to being behind and just the pressure of the situation?
I don't know, is the honest answer. We, you know, if the game finished at half time today, we'd have been pretty happy. But the second 40 was nowhere near of that same standard. So we'll unpick it and try and work out why. But it's a 3-point loss away from home against a top 4 side. It's not a crisis or any need to panic. This is not a massively unusual result. We just need to make sure the things we didn't do particularly well, we do much better next week.
And it is worth mentioning, of course, that Bristol are a top 4 side, and that's their 7th win in the Premier 15s in a row. They were particularly good today, weren't they? It is worth mentioning.
Yeah, they deserved it. Like I said, they were the better side, and that's why they go home with the points. You know, we'll take a bonus point away, and I think that probably leads us needing 7 points from the next 2 to guarantee a home semi. So certainly achievable. But there's always bumps along the way. You know, it's a long season, and we've had some high points this season. This feels like a little bit of a low point, but it's a bonus point loss away from home against a top 4 side, a very, very good side. And certainly second half we didn't put the level of performance together that we know we're capable of. So we'll accept it, we'll take a medicine, and we'll move on and improve.
And of course you've got the perfect opportunity to bounce back next weekend with Wasps, who are the bottom place sides, back at Sandy Park. You'll really want to put a show back on for the home fans back at Sandy Park, won't you?
Yeah, you know, the crowd have turned up for us again today, and as I've always said, we really appreciate the effort that they make. So the intention next weekend will be to get a good win at home in front of our home fans, and hopefully give them something to cheer.
Thanks. Well, that's it, Steve.
Cheers.